Hi, we're the Ingenuity team from the 5th Cohort of Space Center Houston's Space Accelerate program.
And no, it's not a giant slingshot designed to hurl participants into orbit, though we're not entirely convinced someone hasn't proposed it.
Throughout this video, we'll take you on a journey of life pivots that led people like you and I to unexpected roles in the space industry.
And to do that, let's start with these two big questions.
Why do we need to go to space? There's plenty of couch and beds on Earth. I like to sit on my couch.
I want to help! I want to help! I want to help! I want to help!
We turn to our close personal friend Buzz Aldrin for answers on why space exploration is important for humanity.
It's not about Mars real estate. Space gives us microgravity, a condition impossible to replicate on Earth, where scientists can isolate how cells behave, how muscles weaken, and how bones lose density without gravity's constant interference. That research feeds directly into breakthroughs in cancer research, osteoporosis, and aging. By venturing into space, we improve life on Earth through innovations that follow.
Now on to the second question, the main theme of our project. How do you find your place in space exploration when your career path isn't linear?
When I talked to my boss at that time while she was hiring me, I was like, why do you want... I was like, I honestly don't have a STEM background. The reason she told me that she brought me on is not about the actual STEM background itself. She just knew that, from our experience together in the restaurant and just chatting about whatever, that I could be able to take information and to be able to sort of be able to take that and tell a story of it or have a conversation about it, right?
Derek Wang, former Director of Communications and Operations for NASA's Space Technology Mission Directorate, began his career running his family's Thai restaurant in Alabama. His genuine ability to connect with people, simply by talking about what interests them, caught the attention of a NASA employee who encouraged them to apply for a role. He spent more than 2 decades building strategic communications that helped millions understand and get excited about space exploration. One of his standout accomplishments is the first woman graphic novel, a major award-winning digital and interactive NASA project created to inspire future explorers around the world.
I'm going to sound old for saying this, but it's this newer generation, right, of coming in and wanting to make that big impression right away.
Yeah.
Right? And trying to solve problems right away, right? Whereas coming in, right, yes, you're excited, you want to contribute, you want to do all these things, but you don't have to impress right away, right? For years, I'm the comms person. I'm always the last one to speak in big meetings, right? The advice is coming into a meeting, coming into your new job at NASA or whatever, it's just the big part is I would sit back and observe and listen first. Or I've seen a lot of people come in, really gung-ho. And I think that's one of the big things is come in, listen, right? And then be that zero, right? And then be that zero. Don't be the negative. Always try to be the zero and a plus, right? But know your space, right? Know the role. Yes, understand you've already been hired for NASA. That means you've gotten past 10,000 people already.
Yeah.
You don't have to impress even more, right? You can impress by the jobs that you do and then the relationships that you build, right? It takes time to cultivate some of those things.
Yeah, you don't have to be the smartest person in the room, and you don't have to be like a genius, certified, whatever. But you just have to be good at whatever it is that you choose to do and be able to work hard at it.
Andrew Crouch is a space robotics engineer at NASA with a path shaped by curiosity, service, and hands-on problem solving. He began his career studying product design before serving in the U.S. Army as an explosive ordnance disposal technician, where he worked directly with robotic systems in high-stakes environments. That experience sparked a desire to build better technology, leading him to pursue a degree in robotics engineering. After graduating, Andrew applied to NASA by clearly mapping his skills to the role. For the past 3 years, he's worked on early-stage robotic concepts that help influence the design of future space missions, blending user-centered design, engineering rigor, and real-world experience.
Working in a team environment, you're going to have times where you run into an issue and you could solve it and learn about it in like the day. But there's somebody that knows more about it than you do, and you can go up and talk to them and be like, "Hey, I ran into this issue, and I could probably solve it, but I know that you can solve it faster. But then also, communicating where you are in your project, so people have an idea of like, sometimes other people are going to be a blocker for you, and sometimes you're going to be a blocker for them, because the way everything just stacks on itself, right? So making sure people are kind of aware of where you are, what you need, how long it's going to be, I'd say is really good. And the other part is you're going to get to points where if you're at a level to where you can have like decisions and input into the process more so than like if you're an individual contributor on, say, like you're just going to do this hydraulic system and that's it, we already have the specs for you, just kind of execute. But if you get to a point of like, what do we need out of the system, then being able to have that input and speaking up and be like, I think these are the things that we need out.
Besides just coding, once you get to talk to more people and like senior programmers and developers, they suggest a lot of books, like to read a good programming book. So that's something I have changed. Now I've been reading so many books, which I never thought there existed.
Laxman Carell is a software engineer at Northrop Grumman whose journey reflects persistence, adaptability, and continuous learning. Since joining, he has focused on developing as a well-rounded engineer while learning how to collaborate within large teams. He credits mentorship, work-life balance, and a commitment to lifelong learning as key factors in his growth as both an engineer and a professional.
First thing is like, you gotta be a good listener, I would say them. And next thing is like, you gotta be prepared to learn a lot. Like, I know it's competitive every day, like every day people talk about AI is taking over, but it's not the same when you get inside. Like, people like big company, they always use critical thinking, brainstorming, so something you have to be prepared to put in your idea, not just taking the idea from others.
Even if you have where you want to be, an opportunity might come up that at the time doesn't seem like it's going to get you to that point, but there are so many things skills you can learn in that opportunity, which might make you better, the one that presented might make you better suited to eventually get to that goal. Or also, you never know what kind of doors are going to open up. It's okay to have a path and that goal, and it's great, and everyone should, but afford yourself to have flexibility on that path.
Dr. Andrea Ortiz is the Manager of Scientific Research at Space Center Houston. Being the Manager of Scientific Research requires much teamwork. This provides Dr. Ortiz with the behavior and mannerisms of extroversion. Dr. Ortiz has learned to step out of her comfort zone, network, and take initiative during her transition into aerospace. Learning is a key aspect on which she prides herself, as she is in a position of continuous learning. Dr. Ortiz's golden nugget is about being curious to succeed and stay fulfilled in aerospace.
You need to be curious. You need to be, you need to love learning. You need to be comfortable with learning and learning rapidly as well, synthesizing information. But to have that curiosity and the passion for learning, I think is very important. And it's needed and necessary for any type of career in this sector, aerospace or research or otherwise. Resiliency is so important because, as I mentioned, things will, most of the time, often they don't go the way you want, and you have to be okay with the fact that things are going to fail and you are going to fail, and also maybe a little bit of stubborn, a little determined that you're not going to let that failure derail you. You're going to, take what the data is telling you, come up with a solution, and move forward from it to still get to, the end goal.
In my head, I don't have that surety that there's a plan, there's somebody who's got this sort of thing. So I feel like the onus is on me to figure out what's next and how to do things. And so there comes, those pivot points for me are always, how are you going to deal with this? What's next?
Yeah.
You can curl up and cry about it, or do something, move forward, figure out a way to make a purpose, a way to go forward. My grandfather, before I went into the boot camp, he had been in the Army in World War II. And he gave me this little piece of advice that I took way too far. He told me, when you go into the boot camp, when you see a line, get in it. Because that's where they're giving you something. That's where you get your food, your uniform, your something. So anytime you see a line in boot camp, there's a something in that line. And so it doesn't matter what it is. Don't even ask. Just get in the line. So for me, I took that another step.
Yeah.
And anytime an opportunity presented itself,
Yeah.
I just said yes. I just got in line. So doing that, I ended up doing a bunch of amazing things.
Steven Smith is the Leadership Program's Facilitation Specialist at Space Center Houston. He began his career in the Navy before pivoting to the Marines and eventually landing a role at NASA as a STEM education specialist. Steven loves learning and sharing his knowledge. These two passions have led him to many amazing opportunities across the nation, sharing the wonders of space exploration. He is now pursuing a doctorate in public health education and plans to use his knowledge and personal experience to help cancer patients physically prepare for the effects of chemotherapy. He shares valuable insights into how individuals can contribute to the advancement of space exploration even without STEM background.
So follow your passions, follow the things that you're interested in, and you can gain a level of expertise in those things. So for example, I can speak meaningfully about quantum physics, not because I have a background in quantum physics and not because I can do the math, but I understand the concepts because I was interested in it. So here I am, I spent a decade as a public speaker for NASA, as the mouthpiece for NASA, based on personal interests. A lot of what I did, a lot of what I learned. So I didn't go to classes for a lot of the things that I picked up over the years. I just learned them on my own, but I learned them solidly.
And I fully believe that we are all much more capable than we sometimes realize or give ourselves credit for. So if you are unsure if where you've been and where you are could get you where you want to be, let me tell you, there is no path that is too random to do just that. For example, one of the more unique experiences I've had was working a second job as a princess, and this led to memorable experiences like hiding behind a trash bin in full costume so the birthday girl wouldn't see Snow White get into a home.
Marty Martello Hanselman, founder of Humanity Factors LLC and Resoluna LLC. Dr. Hanselman was once in military service, in nonprofit work, and worked as a princess. As you can see, Dr. Hanselman is open to new experiences. This led to her meeting new people during a trip to NASA and applying to research programs. She shares a golden nugget about trying new things as they may help you toward your future goal.
Being open to different experiences, no matter if they are outside of your comfort zone or not, is very important no matter what career field you choose and what you do along the way to getting there.
From these interviews, one thing became clear. Careers are rarely linear. Across our conversations, paths to NASA were anything but a straight line.
What opened doors wasn't carefully curated credentials. It was curiosity and the attitude people brought to whatever role they were in, which is often how unexpected opportunities emerge.
And those opportunities rarely belong to one lane. No great achievement is ever the result of one discipline alone. Collaboration is the engine behind every meaningful advancement, even in a field as STEM-focused as aerospace.
Without brilliant storytellers, there would be no public engagement, no funding, no sense of shared wonder.
Without artists and designers, the technology wouldn't inspire. Without teachers, future scientists wouldn't dream.
Without managers, coordinators, and administrators, even the smartest plans would stall.
If your path doesn't look like a straight line, good. The world doesn't move forward because of one kind of talent.
It moves forward when many kinds work together for something greater than themselves.
We asked people what they thought about the insights in this video, with the most flattering comment winning a souvenir rock from our make-believe asteroid.
Hi, I just wanted to give an opinion on the video regarding the career pivots, especially in the aerospace industry. Really good content. I think what I really enjoyed was the aspect that there was different careers shown. I mean, there was somebody from the technical side, communications, marketing. It was kind of a unique blend to emphasize to the watcher that, hey, like you can really come from any career. And I mean, one incidence of somebody being in the restaurant business and pivoting to a completely different kind of industry and environment and succeeding at it. So certainly there's a lot of room to grow and learn as you go along in your life and career. The other aspect I really enjoyed was how the emphasis on learning generationally. I think we're in an environment now where knowledge is infinite. You can get really any information from anywhere as much as you need. So I mean, the emphasis on absorbing as much as you can, whether you know the answer to something, whether you don't, it's really a quality, especially in the aerospace industry, that you constantly need. You're always solving problems. Most problems don't have a definitive answer, so you have to kind of put pieces together. It's a bit of a jigsaw puzzle to get to the solution. So I really liked that the video emphasized that. The other aspect that was really good about the video as well was the emphasis on pivoting. Again, none of the problems are linear, same as it emphasized about the career paths for folks. And the fact that you have to kind of put together different solutions, different ideas, test ideas, and if something doesn't work, then you pivot. You shouldn't let yourself hit a wall. You should just kind of climb that wall and come up with a new solution and try something and keep trying till you succeed. Eventually you will reach the resolution that you're looking for. The other aspect also I enjoyed was the capability to not try to solve everything. Most of the environments in aerospace, especially for this industry, because the problems are all very complicated, majority of the projects and ideas function in a team environment. So you're always a piece of the solution. You don't have to be the answer to the entire solution. So contribute accordingly and help and learn. And there's always going to be people that know more than you, less than you. And that's the beauty of this industry. And I can speak that for myself, from somebody who's not classically trained in the career that I'm in currently, but it's just I'm more in it because of my interests. To learn, to absorb kind of what I can around me. So I consider myself very fortunate to be exactly one of those candidates that you saw in the video as well. So really good content, really good for somebody especially that's coming from another different field that wants to get into aerospace and stuff like that. I think all the content that was in there was very relevant and I really enjoyed watching it. So thank you.
I think the really cool part about working in a team is figuring out exactly how you fit into a group of people that you're working with. Realizing that you come from a different background, especially like a non-standard background, and understanding what your strengths are and how they fit in within the group can have a huge difference in terms of how things get done. And I think it's very exciting to, figure out the things that you lack and covering for them and learning new things from your teammates, but also contributing back things and perspectives that they might have not had before you joined the team.
Hi, my name is Mike. I thought the video was really great. It's really cool to see a whole bunch of people with a whole bunch of different backgrounds end up at the same place. And it's really cool to see that all those people kind of share the same sort of passion and interest in taking on the challenge of aerospace, especially from sort of a teamwork perspective, and especially seeing those people talk about the failures they take on and conquering those failures with their team, and that being part of the challenge that brought everyone together. It's just really cool to see. Thanks.
To make the pivot to aerospace, you need tools and skills, network, find a mentor, surround yourself with likewise and positive people.
Hi, I'm Jada, and I just wanted to share what stood out to my cousin Janiyah from the NASA interviews. Janiyah saw that everyone's journey was different and that being open to new experiences is what led them to opportunities that they may have never expected. They all emphasize curiosity, teamwork, and constant learning. And in my opinion, I love that because it reminds you, as well as myself, that your path doesn't have to be perfect. You just have to do your best.
This reminded me that space isn't just for engineers. It's for anyone curious enough to show up.
I mean, Abigail's got a point. I mean, the couch is a comfortable place to be, but maybe it's not too late for me to launch my career into aerospace. After hearing this, I think it's not too late for me to pursue my goal of taking over this universe.
I want to be a NASA engineer, but I want to be traffic police officer first, and then gaming YouTuber, and make robots for Mars.